What is up guys, Wraec is here with a new video, and today I want to talk a little bit about Marvel Strike Force because I've been playing this game now for 24 login days. I've checked it a second ago. And I want to tell you guys what I've experienced, if I like this game. I have reached level 80 by now, which is by no means the max level. I was told max level was like 105, and to reach it, it took like 225 days without any spending, which we'll get to in a second. So I'm probably around halfway there, I reckon. So that is at least a decent bit. It gives you an idea of the game for sure. So I can tell you guys a lot about what I like, what I didn't like, and I want to tell you guys whether or not this game is worth playing. And anyway, if you want to play it, you can download it through the link down in the description. So I would encourage you to just try it out. For the beginning, it's definitely a lot of free loot, so it could be a nice experience for you. Starting off, what is this game really about? Well, really, it is an old school gacha game. It is mostly about collecting these heroes. There are a ton of those. Basically, every single character that you can think of is in this game. If we just scroll down, you can see there are truly a ton. Even my collection is pretty big. If it's the Teen Loki here with the crocodile, which I absolutely love, or different characters. I mean, we have Iron Fist in here, Nick Fury we find again. All of those characters are basically in there, and there are a ton that I don't even own. Wait, there is an upgrade here. That is really what the game is about, I'll be honest with you guys. Chasing every single upgrade, even if it's for a hero that you didn't really use so far. But when I see there is an upgrade, I have to click it. If I see the red point, I have to click it, and that's the important part, and that's what I've been doing basically for the last 4 weeks. So yeah, you can really see there are a ton of heroes over here, even the ones that I haven't really unlocked yet, and that is quite insane. This goes on, guys. This goes really on for quite a while. So every single Marvel character that you know will be in here. The cool thing really is, there is quite a lot of stuff that you can do to really upgrade your heroes, in power. And there is always like a small mini goal that you have to kind of put more power on your team. I even went for the Fantastic Four, and I really wanted to have that Fantastic Four team. So your first and utmost goal is to upgrade the gear tier, which you do by basically crafting all of those gear pieces. Some of the parts that you need to collect the resources for, they are in supply drops that you need other missions for. Sometimes they are in missions, so you always have to see where you can get those resources to upgrade your heroes, and then you can upgrade the abilities too. And the abilities are fairly cool because those synergize with heroes of the same kind. This, for example, is a Fantastic Four MCU character. It says right here, those are the traits basically of this hero, Fantastic Four MCU. And if I select that, it will actually show me the other Fantastic Four MCU characters. And you can see this ability gets extra effects when there are Fantastic Four MCU allies on the team. And this is really something that you will find more often in here, that you have those teams that share certain traits and thereby synergize. And this is a very strong suit in this game that you really have to keep an eye on. This is really one of the keys in this game. You want to set those up together. Maybe we can just go ahead and do a little bit of a fight in arena, PvP, or oh, there we go. Let's go. Let's see if we can beat somebody. I'm at about 698 power. You can see Fantastic Four here really is the meta team. What happens if I refresh that? We have the Undead team here. That is really cool. I haven't fought the Undead team yet, so maybe we try that. I don't know if I can actually beat them, but we're using basically 4 Fantastic Four MCU heroes and Emma Stone there. So that should be very interesting. And really, the way this works, every character has 3 active abilities that they can use, kind of a normal attack, then their special attack, and their ultimate attack, really. And some characters start with the energy for the ultimate attack. Sue Storm here, for example, has the shield, and she does enormous damage. Really, truly insane. And she also has some other abilities. You can see when a Fantastic Four ally uses their special ultimate abilities, attack the most injured enemy for 75 piercing, gain +1 stealth. Very interesting buff system in this game. In other games where we saw the buffs really scale more with the hero, the buffs are way more fixed in this game, but way more powerful also. Like if you have a defense down debuff on an enemy, it can really mess them up and make them take more damage. But if we attack right now, this ability hits the entire enemy team. We can see that there are really great animations here. Can also see how demolished those enemies are. Look at that, 2 defense down there. Also already down to half-life, but I think with those guys are actually able to heal fairly well. I hate this guy. He's like the triple slow. So horrible. So horrible. Okay, Human Torch. Actually, getting blocked. That is not nice. Come on, Franklin Richards. I really want to nuke the enemy team now. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. Franklin Richards ult. Yeah, the animations are great. I have to say that. That is something that really stood out to me. The animations of the ultimate skills are, of course, very flashy. But then also from the smaller skills sometimes. There are, of course, things that are a little bit easier, like this one. But especially for Mr. Fantastic, I noticed that he has like all those stretchy abilities, and if you have like just the normal attack, this is the most basic attack that he has, and I think it has 3 animations, which is still insane. It has like a punch that goes to like the head of the enemy. It has the swing as if he had a baseball bat, and like a stretchy slingshot move. So let's see which one does. That's the slingshot move. That actually doesn't do a ton of damage against Zombie Iron Man. By the way, last time when you guys watched my video, there was the code where you could get Zombie Iron Man, and he's really cool actually, because he can make the enemies attack each other, and he does a ton of damage with all of his attacks. So, people who didn't use that code, that is quite sad for you actually. That is really quite sad for you, because you don't own this hero. I do! Ha! And then we win. So that is the arena basically. With our Fantastic Four MCU team, the advantages are really they buff each other, the damage is increased, and they have like a shield. So they get the shield every time somebody attacks. And that brought us to place 158 at the moment. Yeah, still improving, but now the power keeps escalating. See a top 2.4 mil. We can still go up a little bit more, but for today I'm out of attacks. Now, the reset is at a more convenient time, I think at like 10 PM for me, which is a lot better. And then really, I always try to set my little goals and try to see, okay, where can I improve my team? So currently, just to keep an eye on that, my goals are to really get the last pieces of gear here, where I need some extra resources, and like especially the superior molecular scan is like a very rare resource, so I basically only get it from the supplies, which I can buy for free, so I don't have to spend real money on it. You can spend real money on it, obviously, but I don't have to. I just have to be a little bit patient and wait for me to actually obtain that, and then I can hopefully upgrade the gear to of Invisible Woman, and then it's really the same for the Fantastic Four MCU team. And at the same time, I'm also working, and there the search function becomes very important, on the Vigilante team that I want to use to do something entirely different. So I still have to, I want to upgrade all of those heroes to be able to get a special hero, because there are always heroes that you can obtain in different ways. So like not through the regular pulling with orbs, but oftentimes there is like another objective that you can go. Where is it actually? So there are different events basically, and this one especially is the one where I'm currently working at, which is the event for Quasar, and you always have to achieve different points, and the harder you make the difficulty, the more modifiers you select, the tougher the run gets, and you have to beat different stages and obtain the points here. And in this example, this leads you to actually unlock the character Quasar, so you want to prepare your teams. In some stages you can only fight with different teams, and in this one especially it is the Fantastic Four that I can use, and the Vigilante team. The Vigilante team I have to set up, and this is something that you often do. Many events task you with obtaining specific teams to progress, so there are many heroes, right? All of those events basically follow the same logic, where they want you to obtain certain heroes, 6+ star Pimtech heroes, for example, to obtain Jubilee, and then you get the hero for completely free, which I think is a very, very cool system. Right now they have a special event. It's the Grootmas time, which is a little story event where you fight with predetermined heroes, and I wanted to show it to you guys, but I have to be honest, and I have to apologize, I did it yesterday in the evening. You get 12 times 100 shards of different heroes throughout all of those story missions, and you can do them with predetermined heroes. So meaning every single one, no matter the level, no matter how strong you are, no matter when you started, can do this and just get free heroes. So it's a perfect start really, if you want to go ahead and just get that. And on top of that, there are other events too. So that is definitely something that you can look out for and look forward to, and get yourself definitely a nice start in the game. Nice start into the game is also a very good point, because I want to give you some tips really for the beginners. First of all, I want to talk a little bit about hero acquisition and what you can do at the start to get like a decent hero from the start. First of all, this of course the supplies, and there you find different ways to obtain the heroes. Main one really is the characters that you get with the shop thing here, with the shop credits. And there you can obtain many different heroes that you can just buy a few shards of, and once you obtain enough of them, you can actually just build them and have the heroes. So that is your easiest way of really obtaining heroes. If you have enough shop credits. There was, for example, a code on Discord. This Discord server is rather recommendable for the game. It always includes a ton of codes and all the event info, so I recommend you join that. And this will give you oftentimes a ton of resources, because the codes in this game, they are really insane. We'll come to that in a second too. And your other option, and that is really also pretty cool, is to just farm them in campaign missions. And here you start in the Heroes Assemble, and the one mission that I really recommend for you is right at the start. This is the Punisher mission, and here you can obtain Punisher. And Punisher is actually a great hero. He's part of the Vigilante team that we just saw that I'm currently building. He has great abilities, and from the start he really surprised me by just being a very, very, very solid choice, mainly with his grenade launch ability, which was the first ability that I had on a hero when I started the game that really had an AoE effect. And it was clearing out like 3-4 enemy units, which was great. It only got greater when he got fully loaded, which attacks every single enemy. So a great hero, and as you can see, I'm right now upgrading him even further, even though I'm already a fair bit into the game. So investing in this hero at the start is definitely a nice choice. If you spend money, you can go for Fantastic Four, but if you just look for a mission where you can just say, okay, I spent a little bit of campaign energy on it, and you can always repeat like this mission and do like the auto win and get yourself a few extra shards, then this mission is definitely an option for you, unless you're unlucky like me and don't get any shards. My god, this is sadness. Okay, that was sad. It's a little bit of RNG. You can get 20 shots on this, you can get 0. So I was a little bit unlucky. But this is something that I would recommend. That is a great hero to start with, and a hero where you definitely don't do anything wrong. Then progression is a topic. You can see right now I'm level 80. 105 is the maximum. It takes a while to get there. And it is rather important for your hero's power, because you can see, or you can't see right now, that my heroes are also level 80. And this is, of course, not by a random occasion. It is actually because your level, your main character level, you could say, that limits your heroes level too. So to progress those heroes even further, I have to increase the level of my account, essentially. And how do I do that? Well, I do this by completing my daily objectives. All of those daily objectives give different loot, and some of the ones which I have completed right now already, they give you XP. So this is your way to get XP. So I really want you to keep an eye out for those tasks right here, not only for the loot that they give you, because they progress you also in stuff like the Strike Pass, and they progress you in other seasonal events, but they also give you the XP that you desperately need to get stronger. So definitely organize well your gameplay a little bit with those daily objectives, and try to do your Heroes Assemble missions, your vigilant missions, your raids and everything. Try to do that all the time so that you get the most XP possible. Then I already talked about codes. And for codes, you have to know how to really use them. And this is something where I have to say, well, I kind of was searching a long time for the information really for it. You find the first way to do it really easy. It's just clicking on the cockpit in the top right, and then you find the window where you can redeem a code over here. So this is very easy, and of course this works for most of the codes. So you can just enter them here and then you have them. By the way, you can also connect your account here with Scopely account, which will give you free Loki. So if you want that, that is an option and will allow you to use your account on multiple devices with the Scopely account, and that is definitely nice. And then people always talked about a website. There is a website where you can use the codes and it works better, and some codes that don't work in game, they work on the website. It actually took me a little bit. It's on the official Marvel Strike Force website, and there you also find a way to use your codes. And for codes right now, there is one that you can try. And that is the code Venom3, which will give you a free copy of Venom for new players. So if you have an established account, that code will probably not work for you. But if you're new, that's a free copy of Venom on top of all the stuff from Grootmas, which is absolutely insane. I mean, Venom is pretty cool. And so I would recommend check out the code Venom3. And if you haven't already, and if you want to use it, use the link down in the description to download the game. Also supports me a little bit so that Marvel Strike Force sees that is worth actually paying for some ads on this channel, which is rather nice. I guess we're playing the game, I guess, as well. Back to the website, there were actually a few more things that I thought were like really interesting here. Not only can you use it to actually claim those codes, but there is also a store on here. Like in-game purchases, you also have the store. And this store includes basically all the things that you find in-game, all the offers, everything, new heroes, but it always says for some of the things, there is like a web bonus for the strike points, or there are even some materials there to get a little bit more than in-game actually through the website. And those strike points were also one of the questions that I saw. Where do you use them was the question. And I want to show that pretty quickly, just so you know about that. So after you've bought a pack on the website, it will pretty quickly arrive in game. You can just go to the inbox and to the rewards, and it will give you everything that was in the pack that you bought. And then it will also give you the strike points. And to use those strike points, you want to click supplies. Then you want to click on offers in the bottom left. And then you will see the strike store on the left side. This strike store changed what was in there during the time that I played. I don't know what specifically triggered it, but when I started, it had gold and training materials. Both are very valuable resources. In general, the bigger packs are a little bit better. As you can see, it's like 250k here for 500 strike points, or 2 million, which is 8 times the amount of that for just 5 times the price. So the bigger packs are a little bit better. And now there is also the option to get energy, which includes Armory 17 orb fragments. And there is the option to get a Strike Store exclusive orb, which will give you diamond promotions, which essentially for this is a pretty big power boost for heroes. And you kind of want to get that for the heroes that you play the most. We can try one right now, 6,400 strike points if you want. Let's see. Probably the best one right now. Or who would that be? Let us quickly check this out in my hero list. Wait a second. Not Venom. There we have two. I guess Mr. Fantastic. He only has like 1 star. Would be an option. Mr. Fantastic. Or Emma Frost. We have none for Emma Frost. Okay, one of these two. I could get one for Hitmonkey too. Hitmonkey's fairly fancy. I like Hitmonkey. Okay, let's go back in there. Let's see what we can do. Wait. I lost my way. So there we are. Let's go. Come on. Oh, Spider-Man. Bloody hell. I think I got him already twice. I don't know if this thing tends to give me Spider-Man. Oh, it's a duplicate. Okay, but a little bit of Gacha. On the website though, there are also some things that I can really recommend to you guys. And one thing are those milestones. We have milestones here on the website. In the top right, we can also click it. You just can't see that on screen right now, but I will put you the link down in the description. And those milestones also give you loot. We can in fact see that I can still get some loot over here. And this is a daily web reward. So I get a little bit of stamina here. I get a little bit of premium orb fragments, which you can open, and some ratings tokens, which I can just claim, and they will be delivered in-game right away. And you should always check out those milestones, as they give you a ton of loot extra on top of everything. Then I will also put you a link down below, which is also included right there. It's called Free Claim. And what that is it's a daily changing offer in the shop that you can just use to get some free stuff. I have used this sadly already today, so I can't really show you, but every single day there are some free offers right here that you can just click on, and it will essentially give you some free loot. So it's worth checking that out, and you should definitely know about this. Regarding packs in this game, maybe we have a second to talk about this. There are essentially the time heists. Those increase your level immediately. I found them a little bit confusing at the start, but let's say right now this time heist, I can explain this also very quickly, because the question will rise for the spenders there. Essentially what this does, it will immediately increase my level from 80 to 95, and it will give me all of those heroes. So all of the heroes that you see right here for time heist, you will get them. You will get them immediately. The ones that have like the lock symbol are ones that you do not own right now. The ones that just have the upgrade symbol are ones that get upgraded. You see it a little bit better in game than on the website what actually will happen. But all of these heroes will be on your account afterwards. They will be level 95. They will be 5-star. They will get gear tier 16. Their abilities will be upgraded to 6664. ISO 8 tier 1 level 3, and they will have 5 red stars. So if you're interested in the heroes that are here, this is something that you're going to get. And then you're going to get all of those rewards. Meaning, it has the upside that you have all those teams. And for some level ups, this is really, really cool. There are some cool ones in there. For example, we have the Undying team over here, which is really, really nice. It's level 50 time heist. The disadvantage is, if I were to buy this, for example, right now, I would need to upgrade all of my Fantastic Four heroes. I probably don't have the leveling materials right now. So this kind of is a little bit of a disadvantage at the same time. And then you have packs that just straight up grant you what you get there. What you see, I just found that some things feel a little bit overvalued. For example, you can get hero copies of the new hero, like right here with the 7-star red star thing for 100 USD, but then you scroll down a little bit and some of the packs seem to offer a lot less value. I saw one today, which is probably at the bottom right here, which cost like 22 USD and had 1 Mega Orb fragment and 1 Mega Orb in total. So this was like a lot lower value. For a beginner, the packs that I found to be really, really cool, if you want to spend on something, is when you kind of target a specific team. Let's say you target Sinister 6, you can get copies of 5 heroes, so like 100 shards for 5 heroes for like 18 USD, which is pretty fair. So this is an easy way to actually obtain some of the teams. You shouldn't do this for every single one. Some of the teams that are in here are just straight up off meta. So it's not something like you want to obtain them all. But like Sinister 6 is fairly good, Vigilante is fairly good, and sometimes in combination with specific events you can obtain the teams that are wanted for it right in this shop. So this is always an option that you have right there, and something maybe to keep an eye out when if you are a spender. Right now there are a lot of teams actually in here, not any that I think right now, but for example here were the ones for the Quasar event as well, where you could obtain some boosts for the Vigilante team as well if you wanted that. Lastly, what do I like about this game, or what do I not like about it? So I really like that there is a ton of content. I know that for some players, looking back, I saw the comments from some more experienced players that they felt a little bit of a lack of content. But if you are a new player coming to this game, it has so much to do. The campaigns alone are crazy. They have those little campaigns that basically are meant to teach you how to play a specific hero. And then you go on and you have Heroes Assemble, and this is like 7 acts with story. And you go into Villains United and it's the same again. And then you have the hard modes of all of this. You have Nexus, Cosmic Conflict. It is a crazy amount of stuff. And a lot of content for Marvel fans as well. And all of those missions, they are always designed as like a little bit of a comic, you can say. So you go in there, and we can just go with these characters, I think. Usually there are like a few characters talking to each other, and then you have to find enemies and complete different objectives. And in this mission, for example, we can't use the Fantastic Four, so we are forced to use different heroes. And we have some very interesting heroes, so that you get to see a few more animations. So this is something that I really like. We are a bit overpowered for this, but we get to use Quicksilver. And I love Quicksilver's animation. So this is, I think, really nice. The mission design overall, it is quite a lot. At the beginning, I felt a bit overwhelmed. I have to say that. I didn't really know where to start. I didn't really know what to do. And the game takes you a few steps. And then I think I played for like straight up 2-3 hours trying to get as far as possible in the campaign. And that is even though there is a stamina system. So every single mission that you want to play says, okay, this takes 20 stamina to do one time. And this is the loot that you can potentially get. And your stamina regenerates over time. You don't have to spend for that. But it is limited in that way. And still you can spend quite a lot of time on it. It always feels great that it gives you those little objectives. It always feels great that you get like a ton of loot. Especially at the start, there are so many things that you can do to just get yourself another orb, to get yourself a mega orb, to get yourself some shards of a hero, to get yourself some reward from completing a game mode you might not have even seen before. And through all of this, I felt pretty good that I could obtain most of the heroes really for free, that I always felt like, okay, there is like another piece of loot that I didn't even see coming that is right here. And I have a little bit of a gacha moment again, where we obtain Agent Coulson here, 25 shards of him. And maybe right now this is the point where you can just obtain the hero at the same time. So it is very good at doing that. I feel like it's slowing down a little bit now. Now the distance between the levels is a lot further than it has been at the start, which is normal. I guess in most games the later levels take a little bit more. It feels to a point, it feels limiting sometimes, I have to say that. Especially for this Quasar event, I was like, oh, I really want to get Quasar. I really want to get him. But to get him, I have to get to 272,000 points. And it just looks like it's a bit too much for especially my Vigilante team. And this is a little bit, I mean, of course, you don't have to get everything at the same time, but at the same that also it was a little bit frustrating. I don't know. It felt like I really wanted to do it, and now I can't. So I don't know about this. I'm not too sure if the leveling is still right. As I was told, it takes like 220 days without using those time heists to actually get to level 105, and I feel like this is a very old way to approach it. I don't say it's bad. I love idle heroes, and this is very much so similar in being very slow and a game where you can just idle a little bit, spend some time, and then maybe later come back, you know. There they are very similar, so I don't really mind that. It is just that probably today when you release a game, you wouldn't just take this decision. It very much so shows that this is a game from a little bit of an old school gacha time, you know? Which I don't hate. It's actually my preferred way of gacha, I'll be honest. But I think nowadays some games reach their end of service before they reach 220 days of actually being live. We had a few cases of that recently, so this is crazy that you reached like the max level right here. Which is not like, oh yeah, you have completed the game, but now you're essentially on the level where you can compete in like, or go into like endgame. You still have to do a ton of upgrades then. And that they have that mechanic in there. So this is a little bit crazy. If you want to play competitive, it certainly feels like on your server you can only be really competitive at the start of a server when you really go for the time heists. Which, I mean, you can hate. It is kind of common thing for old school gacha, really. The content is there, and I think that is really the most important part. The content is there, the feeling is there, like especially the feeling at the start where you constantly drop all of the loot. That is really there for me. The Marvel characters are cool. All of the animations work. And really work for the hero, I mean. Not in just a functional way, but they are there and work for the hero. So I really like that. And I appreciate being able to just obtain the heroes that I know from the comics and really like. Heroes like Blade, for example. Blade's still one of my favorite, and we are able to obtain him here. So this is absolutely enormous, absolutely great. And that is something that I really like. So overall, do I like the game? I do. And to an extent, more than I would have expected. Like as a YouTuber, when you go into such a game, and I was asked by Marvel to do a video about this. I wasn't told specifically what to do. They just told me, hey, would be cool if you would do a video on your second channel about Marvel Strike Force. And I was like, okay, cool. I checked it out, and I checked it out for the ad that they have, and I just said, okay, let's play the game. And I ended up playing this for now 3 weeks, and I don't intend to stop right now, you know? That is the crazy part. I don't intend to stop. I really want to do some more stuff. I want to get my Quasar, really. So I think that is kind of a compliment for a game like this. So I appreciate it. Yeah, it was actually a lot of fun to do this video. If you want, download the game through the link down in the description. Check it out, post a few screenshots on my Discord if you have a few good pulls, because the gacha part in this game is really strong, and I want to see your best pulls, especially now with Grootmas, where you can like obtain a ton of free loot with the Venom free code that you definitely should use. So yeah, tell me what you think about this game. Other than that, I just wish you a great day. We'll see us in the next one.